Have you ever found yourself sitting at your kitchen table at midnight? Or maybe you're just sitting alone in your living room and you're staring at the ceiling. Or maybe you're staring at your bank, you're counting the exact days until your next deposit, right? And what you have in the bank account at the end of the month is less than, sometimes you can even look at your balance and then you look at your bills and then you look at your age and then you're like, What's going on with me? I am too old to be starting over again." Okay, sometimes you will be like, okay, where do I start from? I cannot start from scratch, it's too late. Okay, or you say to yourself, I should be further ahead than this. Okay, I'm not supposed to be where I am now. This video is for you. Okay, sister, if a breakup or a divorce or a bad season left you financially broken, I need you to please take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, okay? And look at me right now. You are not a failure, okay? You have not failed, you're just in a reconstruction phase, okay? But you see, if care is not taken, there is a silent trap that we walk into when we are financially stressed, okay? And this is what I call the the panic spending loop, okay? And what that means is when we feel the deep shame of not having enough, okay, when you don't have what you need or what you think you need, your brain gets so desperate to feel normal, okay? So you go ahead and you spend the money that you don't have, okay, on things that you don't need to pepper people that don't care, okay? In other words, you spend money on small luxuries, to improve your appearance or to mask the pain in an hour. And you see, that panic loop will keep you trapped at zero forever. What we are going to do today is to actually break down exactly how to heal from a financial trauma, how to also strip your life down to its raw foundations, because if the foundation is bad, whatever you build on it will crash or will crumble, okay? Without an ounce of shame, okay? Nobody's going to shame you, and don't shame yourself. And how to use a simple money system to rebuild your estate from scratch, okay? I am not here to teach you 1 million ways to make money. No, okay? I just need you to stick around because we are going to expose a massive emotional trap concerning your ex, okay? Concerning child support and all the going back and forth, the court battles, and all of that. I'm also going to show you how depending on someone to pay your basic bills can actually mean that you're handing them a remote control over your daily peace. Yes, I know you don't want to hear this, but I will tell you the truth anyways, okay? And I'm also going to show you how to build yourself up so high that whatever games they're playing can never touch your lifestyle again, okay? I need you to please grab your notebook because we are going to fix your economy today, okay? We are going to fix your economy today. Let's talk about the first thing that you need to do. You have to heal the financial trauma, okay? We're going to heal from this financial trauma. Before we touch any spreadsheet, okay, before we do anything, before we even look at your budget, we have to deal with what is happening inside your mind, okay? Because you see, this mind is very, very important, okay? Your mind. Financial stress is not just a math problem, it's not a 2 plus 2 problem. It is a nervous system problem, okay? It is your nervous system problem. And the first thing we're talking about is facing the ghost, how to face the ghost and break that scarcity freeze. You see, the first psychological hurdle that we have to overcome is It's a behavior that is called the scarcity freeze, okay? And by scarcity freeze, I mean that overwhelming mental paralysis where you become so scared or you become so terrified of your financial reality that you completely shut down, okay? You don't want to do anything, you just stop. You stop everything. You don't open your mail, you left the bills piled up on the counter, you stop logging into your banking app, you just swipe your card at any grocery store, praying it doesn't get declined, okay? You don't, more like you're just tired of everything, okay? Sometimes you even go ahead and you would pretend like the numbers don't exist just to avoid the immediate emotional trauma or emotional pain of looking at them. But I have a news for you. Ignoring the numbers does not make them go away, okay? Pretending like you don't have bills to pay does not pay the bills, all right? What it does to you is it just robs off or robs you of your power to make choices, okay? And you see, there's something they say that shame thrives in the dark, all right? When there is darkness, shame thrives. The moment you face the ghost, okay, the moment you log in into that account, the moment you list out every single debt and you write down the exact real numbers on a piece of paper, the fear loses its power. So that is what you're going to do. That's the first thing we are going to do. Okay. You're not going to guess. You're not going to panic in the dark anymore. Because, like I said earlier, shame only thrives in the dark. You have a real solid information. Okay. And that information is the absolute first step towards building your freedom. You're going to write out everything. Okay. Write out everything, everything, everything. After that, you're going to separate your human value from your account balance. Okay. Whatever you have in your account is not your value. All right. Because this is the second truth that you have to lock into your mind. And this truth is that your bank balance is a reflection of a temporary season and not your character. Well, most of the times. Now, I understand that some people are careless, but let's just assume that you're not, all right? So let that, I need you to say that to yourself again, that your account balance is not a reflection of your character, all right? Of who you are. When you lose your money or your home after a breakup, or you lose a lot of money, right? It is so easy to start believing that you're worthless, okay? It's so easy to start believing that you're broke, you're back to zero and all that because your account is empty, because your bank account is empty. And then you can start punishing yourself and thinking that you're stupid or you're this and that for trusting the wrong person, or you start feeling ashamed because you sacrificed your career to build a relationship that fell apart. But you see, I need you to understand that you cannot rebuild an estate while you are actively destroying your own self-worth, okay? If you keep thinking like that about yourself, what you're doing is destroying your self-worth. Your net worth is just a math problem, okay? Your human value is completely separate. Your net worth is not same as your self-worth, okay? You need to forgive yourself for whatever you did back then that you didn't know, okay? Because yesterday is gone, okay? Yesterday is not asking you to go back and fix it. You need to tell yourself that today is the only part of the time that is asking you to participate. So today, okay? You need to get up, okay, and dust yourself off and stop punishing your body, soul, and mind. You need to stop punishing your spirit for the mistakes that you made in the past. Everybody makes mistakes, okay? And then let's look at what we can actually build right now. Okay, like I said, everybody makes mistakes, but we learn from them. That's what makes you wise. All right. Now let's go into the next one, the child support power trap. Okay. Now, I want us to talk about something incredibly sensitive, and I know, okay? But we have to go there. We have to touch it, all right? When a breakup happens, it is very easy to fall into the I will deal with him trap, okay? Or I will make sure he suffers mindset, all right? You go to court, you fight, you get consumed by bitterness, trying to force an ex to pay child support or alimony or whatever, whatever. It's just draining, all right? Now, I need you to please hear me, okay? That money is legally and morally owed to your child or your children, okay? And you have every right to pursue it legally, okay? But here is the trap. If you depend on a man's paycheck or a man's check to cover your basic survival, okay? To cover your basic survival, like your rent, your electricity, your groceries, you have accidentally handed him a remote control over your daily peace. I wish I could say it otherwise, but it is what it is, okay? Now, you see, high conflict or immature people know this. They will delay payment by 3 days just to watch you panic, all right? They know. They know what they're doing. They will use money as a tool to frustrate you. They will use money as a tool to control you and keep you tied to their drama. Every time you have to text them, begging them for the check, begging them for money, and all of that, you are spending your emotional currency. If you have been in this, you know what I'm talking about. You understand exactly what I'm saying if you've been there. Sweetheart, my sister, my mother, my friend, I want you to change your goal. I want you to shift your mindset from revenge, okay, revenge, to total financial indifference, okay? I want you to please build yourself up, build yourself up so much and become so stable through your own income and have your own money that your survival never depends on its corporation. I need you to I need you to get on your feet and be okay. Now imagine reaching out or imagine getting to your house and your bill is paid. Your bills are cleared by your own two hands. Your mortgage is paid and everything. You can feed yourself and your children. If it's paid, if its check comes, beautiful. You can put it straight into a separate account for the kids, maybe for their college fund or a future investment or something, whatever. But if it doesn't come, your lifestyle doesn't change by 1 inch. Imagine that for a second. Imagine the kind of peace you would have. Your kids are still safe, whether it comes or not. Your kitchen is still calm, whether it comes or not. Your nervous system is calm. Your peace is there. This is your true power. When you do this, you disarm his ability to frustrate you because you no longer need his money to survive. Let's stop pretending like money is not important. Money is important. I know they say money does not give happiness. So does being broke, okay? Anyways, let's move. Let's just go. Let's continue. Now, how do we build that level of independence, or let's say independent stability when you want to start from zero, okay? We are going to use two exact executive systems. The first one is the survival baseline strategy, okay? And by survival baseline strategy, I mean the first operational step that you need to do is to calculate your survival baseline. You need to know what you need to survive, okay? And this means your absolute bare minimum dollar, or the dollar amount that you need every single month just to keep a roof over your head, okay? Just to keep your lights on, to make sure that the kids are fed, to make sure that your basic legal obligations are met, all right? And this also means that you need to sit down and ruthlessly strip out everything that isn't about survival, okay? That bag, that shoe, all those things that you don't need out, okay? You're going to cut out the extra streaming subscriptions that you don't need, the daily food deliveries that you don't need out, okay? The casual Target runs out, okay? All those lifestyle noise that you don't need out, all right? There is zero shame. I say that again. There is zero shame in doing this. There is no shame, okay? Because this is not a permanent punishment or a sign that you're failing. It is a temporary tactical reset, all right? If I don't need it, it shouldn't be on that list. If it's a, you need to separate your want from your need, all right? Now, when you find that exact baseline number, whether it is $2,000, $3,000, 4,005, whatever the number is, something will happen in your brain. You are going to stop panicking about a vague, overwhelming cloud of financial ruin, and your mind will actually focus on one clear, manageable target, or one mathematical target that you know that, okay, this is manageable. Your mind will also secure that exact baseline through your own independent work, and your mind will be at peace. All right. Now, let's go to the other one, which is stacking your velocity fund for security. Once your survival baseline is completely covered by your main income, every single extra dollar you make from a side hustle, maybe a promotion, maybe a tax return, or a new skill, or something, whatever money you get outside of that, does not go towards lifestyle inflation. No, 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 no. You're not going to start buying things to look rich. You're not going to start buying things to you're not going to start buying things to impress people that don't care. Okay? It all goes entirely into your velocity fund. And by velocity fund, I mean a separate boring savings account, maybe high yielding savings account at a completely different bank that you do not touch, that you do not take from, and you only use it specifically to build a 3 months cushion of safety. Okay. Now, I need you to know that this is not just an emergency fund. This is your walk away currency. All right. This is the money that guarantees that you never have to stay in a toxic room. This is the money that guarantees that you never have to wait or burn your emotional energy when the check doesn't come from someone. You never have to stay in a bad job. You never have to wait for a manipulative relationship just to keep a roof over your head. Okay. Now, you don't buy new clothes, you don't buy new shoes that you don't need. You don't go on weekend girls trips if you cannot afford it. You cannot do no, you can't do all of that. Okay. No vacation for now. All right. If you can't afford it, you have to repeatedly do all this boring on say stacking of that account until you have enough breathing room. Okay. Remember what I talked about in the 18-month rule? Consistency is boring. Consistency is not exciting. Okay. All you're doing right now is save, invest, learn, work, and repeat the cycle. All right. That's what we're going to do. You save, you invest, and you repeat the cycle. You work, you learn. Okay. Now, finally, what do we do? After doing all of this, separate the money you're spending and the one you're not spending. I want us to talk heart to heart. Okay. I want us to talk like sisters. Okay. I know that it feels exhausting. Okay. emotionally, financially, mentally exhausting. To look at your peers or your friends who have the house, the investment, and the security while you are there starting behind the starting line. You know, when you're starting on the starting line, it's better. But now you're starting behind, and I know it's okay, it's fine. I know that you might want to be humiliated because you have to say no to dinners. I know. And that's because the budget simply doesn't make sense right now. It's okay. It's okay to be humiliating. That's fine. All right. But I need you to know that your story is not over. All right. As long as you can stay consistent, you will get better. Your story is not over because you had to hit that reset button. It's better to hit it now. All right. The most powerful women on it, the most powerful women on this earth, they are not the ones who never lost anything. They are the ones who lost it all, okay, stood up again in the ruins and built fortress out of their own resourcefulness. All right. God has given you everything you need. I promise you. What is it that you have in your hands right now? Start using it. Okay. Start using it to become better. Okay. Start using it to be a better version of yourself. You don't need $1 million to start. Start saving your first $100 now. Okay. Save your first dollars, your first $100. It matters. Okay. Paying off your first credit card matters. Moving your money into a safe banking tool matters. Okay. I talked about this in one of my videos. Stop leaving your money in that checking account that is not doing anything. Move it into a high yielding savings account. No matter how little it yields, it's better. All right. Because when you're no longer traveling in the wrong direction, you will arrive at the right location, okay, or destination. You see that? Stop waiting until you can guarantee that you will be a millionaire before you're willing to save your first dollar. It doesn't work that way. All right. The time is going to pass anyways. Okay. Before you know it, you will be a year older again. Start saving now. Right now, right now, right now. Okay. 2028 is going to come. The question is, will you meet that date and you will still be panicking at midnight? Or will you meet her standing on a foundation you built with your own two hands today? Okay. Your part is complete. I need you to know that your part is complete only when you make the wisest decision, excuse me, decision that you can with the information that you have today. Okay. Do your part. Stop waiting on people. Do your part. Okay. Let time compound it. Okay. And let God handle the rest. Sister, you got this. I promise you, you can do this. You are way stronger. You are wiser than you think. You just need to start now, okay? Start now and watch what God will do with you. Thank you for standing with me and rebuilding your economy with me today, okay? If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, put a comment in the comment section. Just do something, share with a sister that you know that needs this thing. And I believe that God is taking us places. All right. Take care of your brilliant minds. Okay. And have an amazing and beautiful rest of your week, of your day, of your month, of your year. And I'll see you again in the next conversation. Bye.